right, welcome and thank you for coming to 1 Million Cups. Glad everybody can grab a seat. All right, the 1 Million Cups is an organization started by the Kauffman Foundation years ago. There's over 160 locations taking place right now on Wednesday mornings from 8:30 to 10 o'clock all over the country. They help entrepreneurs educate, engage, embrace, get the knowledge they need to help pursue their businesses. And it's through this 1 Million Cups that they come in and present and get the feedback they need from other entrepreneurs, other businesses, established businesses that they cannot get just from themselves. So we really enjoy doing this and helping each other out. We try to be helpful to all the presenters up here. So please make your remarks respectable, engaging, helpful. Try not to have any discriminatory remarks, or try to ask you to leave very politely. Tony's got big muscles, you can do that. All right, and so we have our parking passes. If you park in the garage, we do have parking passes, so make sure you grab one, put them in your car. It's good for the month. Well, actually, the month's almost over. But we also would like you to check in on the 1 Million Cups app.
Is it working?
So it is working.
I just did it.
Everybody who checks
Wi-Fi is
in,
a little bit dongle, but no, the app is working.
Yeah, you probably have to turn off the Wi-Fi to get to it.
if you don't have it, you can get it through the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. At the end of the session today, we're going to have a drawing. Everybody who checked in will receive a nice.
Have the opportunity
We'll
to
have the
receive
opportunity.
a wonderful gift.
It's all in the word. Everybody will have an opportunity to receive a wonderful door prize. So if you can do that, we'll get you all signed in. We also have a great community on social media, so please go to your LinkedIn, Facebook, the 1 Million Cups app, Tinder, Instagram. Also on the social media, 1 Million Cups, we have a great foundation there, so make sure if you have events, please post them on there. You can see who our presenter is. Also go to the 1 Million Cups website at 1millioncups.com/Fairfax, and you can go on to register to be a presenter here at a future engagement. Let's see what else we have going on. Oh, we have some great sponsors. Office Evolution is our event sponsor, so who's going to be our speaker today for Office Evolution?
It's going to be Sylvia.
Sylvia.
Come on, Sylvia.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm Sylvia, and I'm with Office Evolution. And Office Evolution specializes in providing office space for small business owners, also conference rooms, business addresses, and much more. So if you have any questions about it, just meet me after 1 Million Cups. Across the lobby is our facility, and I can give you a tour. Okay, thank you so much. My name is.
We also have 1 Million Cups. We serve coffee every morning. We couldn't do that without our coffee sponsor. The month's coffee sponsor is Find Start Grow. I'm not sure if John's here today, so a little bit about Find Start Grow. They help young businesses find their business, find their plan, help nurture it and start it, and help it grow. Find Start Grow. Enjoy their coffee, and let's see. The other thing. Oh, we got some great organizers in the room. So the organizers would stand and let us know who you are. John?
Hi, I'm John with Office Evolution.
Donnell with Veterans Grove, Virginia.
Myosha with the T Center.
Tony Barnett with End Goal Resources.
Russ McIntosh, Vision Idea Design.
Jen Dalton, Brand Bear.
All right, so now we know some of the people in the room. Let's get to know everybody else. We'll start in the back row over here and work our way around.
Just your name and the company you work for, please.
Good morning. My name is LaPearl Williams, and I'm an entrepreneur, independent business owner with the ACN Opportunity.
Alan Anderson, I help small businesses with their sales efforts.
Ariana Williams, I'm a real estate broker and I recruit for Allstate.
Tamar Anderson, Boss Actions. I work with entrepreneurs to help them create a predictable hiring process.
And we'll come around the front here.
Mary Smith, parent coach.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Douglas Mendoza. I'm with the Massa Movers, small local moving company based in Sterling, Virginia. Thank you.
Dr. Connie Hamrock Holistic Healing Center, and All Alternative Wellness Center.
Let's keep going.
Navila Selam, author, writer, publisher of children mathematics.
I'm Ken Portnoy. I'm representing Tyson's Regional Toastmasters, the most cost-effective leadership development and public speaking program in the known universe.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lisa Suzuki. I'm with Apply Personal Training, and I do holistic personal training, guaranteed results.
Amanda Huffman, Women of the Military podcast. I interview women who've served in the military.
James Lawson, Sales and Marketing Coach, Impact Business Solutions.
Sharon Olbetter, Psych for Success Academy.
Cleveland Parker, Parker Corporate Group, working with businesses to pivot out and up.
Reggie Holmes, Enthused Creative.
Tom Scheib, Long and Foster Realtor and Associate Broker. I specialize in senior marketplace.
Is it?
Darcy Limba, Networking Breakfast Club and Expo. Thank you.
Sorry, Dr.
Good morning, my name is Jeff Englander. My company is called Cumino, and we are in fraud detection and cybersecurity.
Now you can do it here.
All right, yeah. Morning, Eric Rochelle with Hightower. I'm a financial planner, financial advisor.
Dan Leonard, Golden Rule, Home Watching Concierge. Thank you.
Great, thank you all for coming. Next, we have the introduction of Mr. Ricky Lee. He's starting a company called Bundole. It's to help all your applications, get everything coordinated in the same location, like all your music here, all your shows here. I'll let Ricky do that. Explain it a little bit better.
Thank you. So good morning. Thanks for having me here. This gloomy and foggy day. And I'm going to show you some interesting app. Hopefully it brightens your day here. So I'm Rick Lee. Yes, I'm Rick Lee.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm the founder of Bundole. And Bundole itself is the name of the company, but it's also the name of the app, and which is what I'm going to talk about. And what is Bundole? Bundole was not there yet, but we're going to preview our challenge question now. How should we position this product for corporate market? We're going to review this after we run through our slides, but just keep that in mind with the question that for everybody to participate. And below you see a screenshot on my landing page. Let's just give you a quick view of what the app looked like. The app works on the web browser. It also works on the iOS devices, such as iPad, but most likely will be on your iPhone. Let's go to the next slide. And it's a brief one-sentence introduction of what Bundole is. So Bundole is a social bookmarking tool for people to save, organize web content, and share with their friend. So what you see here is the app in two different platforms. One is the web browser, which may look like Pinterest. If some of you might be familiar with Pinterest, that you save images to your Pinterest account. They look like cards, except here, what you can save is not just images. It can be anything. Your Google Map location, your music, your favorite blog or news, even pictures. So everything that has the share function support on the iOS devices that you can save to Bundole. And once you save, the content is being presented in both platforms. you save in one, you see on the other, and vice versa. Just like how you would use Gmail, that you see the content everywhere, as long as you log in with the same account, it's everywhere. So let's go to the next slide. And a little bit background of Bundle. So the company was founded last year, around mid last year, and then Bundle.com beta was launched in July. With most of the function that I foresaw that most people would use, but then I realized these days most people use phone. So iOS device became so important for me to get more user exposure. So in November, we launched the iOS app in the Apple App Store, and then we start seeing some traction, people using the app, and I'm getting some feedback since then. And we have been releasing updates twice a month. So it's been like 6 or 7 update releases since the launch, based on our user feedback. So the next big thing that I see Bundle should support is the social networking function, such as for users to share the content, to invite their friend, for me to get more exposure on the market. So that is something that we plan on doing to release in this summer. So if you download the app today, you don't see the social networking function yet. But for everything else that I just described, saving, organizing, is there on the app, that you can simply use it as a tool. So who are my customers? So right now, my customer is the general public. Everyone who has a phone, who can access the web browser, can use the app as a tool. But looking forward, I'm looking at who might be beneficial when they use the app, such as students or teachers. They regularly have to collect information and share for education purpose. Or we may be looking forward to the corporate marketing team. They want to compile their marketing content for sharing, for getting their content onto the net and for more people to know about. So that is what we see right now. But we are currently focusing just the general public. But we will see how it play out and opportunities that for us to enter the other market in the future. And then, what problem are we addressing? So, I think everybody use bookmark, even not right now, but probably many years ago, that we used to collect sites for us to quickly click on and then navigate over. But think about what people would do these days. The bookmark was probably introduced 20, 25 years ago, in the beginning of the internet, when it just became popular. As more content that we can access on the internet, the bookmark just did not scale. Once you have, say, 50 links, now you have problem of finding something that you saved, say, a few months ago. Or you have to go through the long list of bookmarks to find what you want. So bookmark is not scalable. Eventually, people just give up. Because Google has become so popular, that pretty much what you want to search, you end up going to Google and then typing some keyword to look for what you want. That's why we have a very high dependency on Google. There are 40,000 Google searches per second. That's everybody's here probably contributing as well, that we all do Google. So that means you no longer depend on bookmark, but you just go for Google. And then another thing that we see is because of the social media, these days are so popular. Everyone is on social media. 80% of our internet users are also on social media. And social media means sharing. But you share, not necessarily that you're able to retain them. think about a good friend that shared a good video to you, say 6 months ago, last year. How are you gonna find it? The first question is, where did you see it? It's on Twitter, it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram. You have no idea. So it's scattered everywhere. It depends on how many social media apps that you are using. And that becomes a problem of disorganizing content keeping in multiple social media apps that is hard for you to find. The last one is the lacking support on collecting, sharing. So not necessarily that you just want to share one article. What about you're going to a trip, you have multiple places that you want to collect and share. To tell your family member that is where we're going to visit next month in Italy. What are you going to do? You're going to share the link of them, maybe the location, the hotel, the site you're going to visit. You post some link and send the link over. So we just talked about the challenges and behavior. So one thing that I didn't mention on the behavior is because of the dependency on the Googling, we not just Google what we don't know, but we also Google what we already knew because we lose track of them. So think about how the percentage of Googling that you are doing is for things that you already knew, but it depends on Google because you don't know how to find it.
Sure.
Yeah. And the other thing that I just mentioned is the scrolling through the social media. Since you have no idea where your funny video that your friend shared you 6 months ago was, you have no idea where that you find it. But now you have the interesting, you have the interest to show or to share. Now you lost it. So that's how I see the problem and how I see the app such as Bundole can help. All right. Overview of our business model. So, as I mentioned, our solution is a cross-platform. It's on the web. It's on the iOS app. That is a bookmark tool that helps users to share, organize, and save, organize, and share web content, or even a collection. So that's our solution to address those problems in the previous slide. And our market, we touched a little bit on that, but right now we are focusing on just the general public. Everyone here who can be a user of the app. And the pricing is free. Good news, it's free. But to make this a sustainable business, that we may introduce some enhanced feature for us to get some premium users signed up and generate some business and revenue to the company. So what makes the company unique is a cross-platform. You can save easily on the web or on the iPhone. We have a Chrome extension that you can do a single click and save, as simple as you would share on your phone. Automatically organize the article by their source. So when you have so many, you want to categorize and for you to locate your content easily. So we automatically categorize your content. We support annotation that you can put your personal note to a recipe video, for example, that you don't have to rewatch the video, but you locate what's important to you right there on the app. We have more support, which is like a folder. You can put things together. And then we can do sharing, or we will do sharing, the feature that we're trying to introduce in the summer. Through recommendation, I would say it's a new model of sharing. So if I share something to you, it doesn't just show up on your wall like the Facebook, but it shows up on your recommendation list for up to 3 days or 5 days, depends on the recommendation setting. If you take no action, it disappears. It's a new model of sharing that we are thinking about. And that's our challenge question today. What should we position this product for the corporate market? I hope you can help. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me do some administrative information real quick. For those of you that it's your first time here, the intent is we're going to give him feedback on how he can answer his challenge question. What I'd like you to do is be able to put your name, your email address, and phone number at the top of the page, and also write your feedback on these cards. At the end, we're going to collect these and we're going to give these to Mr. Lee. Also, a reminder, make sure that your feedback is helpful, and we can definitely help his organization get to where he wants to be. Lastly, let's have fun and let's start the questions. Oh, real quick, we had 3 people that hasn't checked in on the app. Please check in on the app if you haven't checked in already. We're gonna pick somebody randomly off the list to get this nice designer mug. I think it's.
Donnell, did you design that?
I think I designed this right here. This is a Donnell original.
You need to sign it.
Yeah, I will. So, Jeff.
Good morning. I'm Jeff Englander. My company is Cumino. I'm in fraud detection on the web. You can just, yeah.
You can step forward if you want. Move here.
So look at the camera right there. Look at that camera, smile.
Take a step forward, 1 step.
And then step forward.
All right. So because you want to capture how I answer in the camera, I guess.
Here we go.
All right.
So I would just try to get a hold of every major corporation's social media directors and reach out and ask this question of them. But also, more importantly, you got to make sure that they understand they get God knows how many items coming inbound for their company. They have to sort through all that stuff on various social media types. That's something that's big. I think you should focus on the social media directors.
Okay. Just for you.
Myosha?
I would say when you're presenting to companies or on your website to stand out, say why pick you guys and what makes you stand out from your competitors.
Okay. A comparison chart.
Yeah.
The major player on the market.
Yeah. You want to know why you because there's a few competitive players, right?
Yes.
James?
I'm going to go a slightly different route to Jeff, but it looks to me like what this is, your ability here to curate information and data, right? So that's the thing. I think what you want to think about is when you start looking at corporate market is pick a market within that, like figure out what type of industry is going to benefit the most from curation of large amounts of data, right?
Yeah.
Figure out what problem they're having. Do you solve that problem? And if you do, then you go to them and talk about that. Because that's a more specific target market where you're saying, listen, this is what you do. Here's the curation of data or information that you've got. Here's 3 big problems you've got, but here's how we solve it. Is this something of interest? That's a much easier discussion to have when you've already identified the market and the problem and you're just walking in with the solution. Versus, hey, big corporate market, because everyone looks at it differently. And by the way, from a public standpoint, I'm your guy. I have 50 bookmarks on Chrome, of 120 on Firefox, and I've got like 75 on Safari. I can't keep track of this stuff.
All right, great.
So
I think we may have a talk later.
So yeah, I mean, as a public, I'm your guy. From a corporate standpoint, though, I think you need to identify a big market industry that's doing that, and then go talk to them.
Yeah, so I'm going to piggyback on what Jim said, which is, are you really, so which vertical, which industry are really solving the problem, right? So if I think through just one vertical that came to mind, and I'm going to ask our real estate friends in the room is one of the things that I had challenged was when I'm looking for buying a new house, I maybe looked at like 20 different houses, but once after like 50, 10 or 5 or more, forget like what those houses are, and I need to have to go back and try to organize it. And so, that could be, I'm just kind of brainstorming, but I would focus on, okay, which vertical does this app really solve, addressing?
Definitely, yeah.
Ariana?
So I'm definitely a customer on the personal side as well for the same sentiments. I think we all can relate to that to some degree. So I think it's a fantastic concept. I love it. I need it. Now for the corporate challenge, it's kind of a twofold question. When you think about the social media function and what the integration is supposed to be like, I think about like Hootsuite. I think Hootsuite is one where you can push content across platforms and manage on the back end what you're feeding to different sites, like Hearsay Social or Hootsuite. I think it's Hootsuite, Eric. Okay. So there's that piece that I'm trying to understand. And then from a categorization and bookmarking standpoint, what exactly is captured and how, when that part, I know it's not out to the market yet, but what is your plan for how that's actually supposed to integrate and flow with regular websites and things like that?
So the networking or the social media feature I was talking about is for people to share content that they have saved in their Bundle app. Ideally, it's a collection because that's what I see as a feature of the app, not the other apps that support this kind of function. And so people who want to share articles, they probably go by the regular app where the article or the content is from. They can share directly from there. But if they have a collection of articles, they can use Bundle to put them together, to annotate them, to arrange them in a meaningful order and then share. That's where I see the social media feature of Bundle different than the others.
Go ahead, Tom.
Okay, so part of your challenge with regards to the corporate side is the fact that it's adoption. And a lot of corporations don't typically, have their people using social media because they want them on work. They don't want them going social. So what I'm viewing for the way you get it is more of a holistic adoption. And bear with me for just a second, but I think if you sit there and start getting more grassroots effort from, say, marketing students that are in colleges and start pushing out to them to start using the app and start pushing it out for you, and you can work out some kind of an incentive program because they all have projects to do and they all have social media things that they need to tap into to do work on for their classes. If you start using that and having them push it out, what happens is you start through the social media arc in general, probably have more of a connection on this than I would. But what happens is they start, the trick for you is adoption. Once you start getting a critical mass of people just naturally holistic, then what happens to the corporations start looking at and see, hey, how is this going to help? Because the corporations right now are getting pushed from 15 different directions on every single product that comes out, and they're just putting firewalls that block it. But if their people start using it and bringing it in, it's a much different adoption process. And I think that's more I think where you need to point in and try to reach out to colleges and marketing students in college and even marketing companies, just having them adopt it. Because they're the ones who are constantly on social media, sharing information, going wherever they can to find stuff to both share, re-adopt, and repurpose in their own work.
Jim?
Great presentation. I'm already feeling it, and I like it a lot. My question, or my suggestion for you would be twofold. One is I'd like to know who you did beta test with, and the second is I feel like this is a great tool for digital marketing companies, people who, for example, for me, compiling content for a client to review in one place. For a website company who's building a website, they can talk to their client. What's your vision board? What does this look and feel like? So I think a next step, what would be helpful is to clarify and get some real case studies and stories of how it's helped. Because I could think of 10 off the top of my head where people would be super excited. But it's important to paint that picture for your target market, whether it's like corporate or whether you're doing tiered pricing for an individual who loves recipes for a small business, etc.
So let me answer the two questions that you have. The first one is who my first beta tester. I have a couple of friends. They have been helping me being the active user and constantly getting feedback on what to improve or what bugs they found. And in addition, I'm also the active one. I've been using this since the beginning. Since I tested, I worked with the other people and to improve. And the second question is, how can I present a use case to make a more impactful impression when people sees this and find a good use of it? we're already on that, but right now we're kind of under the constraint of our resources. I hope that I can create more use case YouTube video, like how I compile a list of meaningful article to get it into a board, which is the folder concept, and then to show the strength of the app, something that the other application that I haven't seen that doing so much yet. So I do see that as a good direction for me to present the app to show its strength by creating boards and then publish, which would depends on the social media release in the summer. So we already have that in plan. Thank you.
Okay.
So I would add on to what John, James, and Jen just said about focusing on placing your bet, picking it. Maybe you change that, but you need to focus on a subset. The second thing is, I think Jeff made reference to corporate, a certain within corporate. You may want to consider picking up a certain group of those and offering them the premium version and get hooked on it so that they become selling for you, right, in those organizations. And so when you say corporate, small, I'm guessing small and medium, that is probably what, but getting that friends and family group or that user group that's becomes your product and they'll advocate for you. So that would be something I would consider.
So, great presentation, right? I think you did a great job. When it comes to the corporate market, I would love to see more clarity about positioning the difference between your product and project management software. What I know about how currently marketing companies work is they utilize, there's a lot of project management softwares out there, everything from Asana and Trio to more. And so they currently are doing that. They're creating books of social media captures to help influence and share and communicate ideas and concepts, however you want to, also to share, regardless. I definitely would, in your presentation, I heard you highlighting bookmarks, and I was like, I don't have anything to organize my bookmarks. But the more we talked about it, I was like, well, but you know what I do is I capture the link and I share it to somebody, or I put it, I use Evernote personally, that's my second brain, so everything goes in there. But if you're going for the but I still totally see the social, because I see something adorable and I think I have to save this for my 11-year-old, and I'll never find it. So I love the personal bit going into corporations. I would love to see a little clarity around how you're going to position yourself against project management softwares that they're already utilizing. So I think that's my concern.
Thank you. Russ?
I love concepts as well. Along with Jen, I'm a designer as well. Like Reggie, we work with clients that we give them vision boards. We give them content curation that we think may work in their situation. So I think this would be great to curate and put everything in one place, kind of like an Evernote, but with more interaction with the YouTube, Shazam, and so forth. Are you going to be able to put this on the Google Play Store soon? Because to get in the corporate market, you can't be just only on Apple. You need to use the other devices as well.
Yes, definitely. I mean, we already recognize there's a need of extending our offering to the Android platform. Because there's a good number of the users, they couldn't use their mobile phone when they use the app. That is a big disadvantage on the market. So we haven't started yet, because right now we are still focusing on iOS and getting the social media, social network function out. But soon after that, we're gonna look at the Android platform and just take what was done there and then port it to the Android.
Yeah. And I think once you have both platforms, it will definitely alleviate getting into the corporate market easier with being able to use the platforms.
Jake?
Yeah, I'm actually on it. I'm downloading and sharing and
Yeah.
So it's actually
Well, I'm on Google. I'm not.
It's actually you need to Apple do it.
Well, I'm
So-
on Google and it's working just fine.
Yeah, it's a great app. I mean, just playing it, I'm like, I can see so many potential things. I do think you're going to have to come up with a story against Trello, Evernote, like all these different, as the lady said, all these different platforms that people are using. You're going to have to figure out a way to differentiate this, because that's going to be the argument. Like, I've already got 3 things going, I don't need another one, tell me why.
Yeah.
So that's going to become, and you may have it already, but I can see as you start going into the corporate market, or certainly to design groups or design houses and that type, that's going to be the obstacle. It's like, I've already got this, tell me why this. But I'm loving it. I mean, it's super simple. Super simple. So, thank you.
Actually, one of my comments was going to be super simple, as he says, over everything else. Because everything else you got to learn. But one of my thoughts, I worked with another person who did some software, working with real estate buyers, one example, for the real estate agents, excuse me. But then they also, the husband and wife, after they go to a home and take a look at it, then they got questions about this or that within the home, or how about if we go buy this piece of furniture to go in that thing, and we need to add those additional items. So I can see that potential would be, you got to take 5 minutes to explain it to the real estate agent, but I would think for the real estate agent would be to their benefit because they're offering the client something extra, makes it a little bit unique.
Yeah.
So that's one thought. Another thing is students, since they're doing a lot of research. And my third thought was buyers. If they go to some place to buy stuff, they got all this stuff they're looking at, they need to make notes about it. So that would be another place.
Reggie?
Yes, I would consider marketing it to websites and companies that serve the freelance economy, because this product can be easily added on to their platforms where people go there looking for people to hire, and this can be something that is a value add for the people that use that service. So those are larger companies, but they are able to connect you with all of the smaller people like myself that would be interested in using it. Another idea would be, does your product in any way suggest related content as I'm adding things to it? Because I think that is, people kind of expect that experience. And it would be nice if, as I'm loading things into this platform, it's recommending other things that are related to the content that I've already uploaded. I think that makes it more attractive to others as well.
So definitely, that is something that we already have in mind, but it's not there yet. The same concept when you look at a Google video, when you watch one, you see the other content that they want you to watch. How can we present that similar model? When you add one thing, I have 20 others that you might be interested. So, like I said, our social media is going to share through recommendations. So you just point out how the product can itself recommend our user the other content to keep them engaged. So that is very important.
Rosemary?
Hi there, Rosemary Sabino with Gravity. Great sounding idea, sounds really good. I'm glad to hear that you've got a lot of people using it, people like it. Your challenge question was about getting in the corporate market. Everything I heard was not corporate market centric. So my question is, why do you want to go into the corporate market when your messaging, your UI, your choice of platforms, everything I've heard is more focused to consumer, solopreneur, smaller individual user?
So the reason why that I'm thinking about corporate market is how to drive revenue to the business. Because if I just focus on the consumer without a paid customer, it would not be a sustainable business. But then on the other side, I'm also thinking about putting ads. When I have enough users that is viewing the content, I can post ad. That also drives some revenue. But that requires the number of users to reach a certain scale. So that's why I'm also thinking maybe the corporate, not necessarily the big corporate, But even just some small company, they find good use of that can provide me as an entry point to some business user. That would be valuable.
Then I'll piggyback on a lot of the comments. I think focusing your messaging, focusing your user experience, so the whole spectrum, what platforms it's available on, your use cases and testimonials, the upfront work you have to do to get into more of a B2B market, regardless of the size, I'm speaking from experience, regardless of the size of the company you're targeting. You can repurpose a lot of what you have. I think the approach has to be different though, because you're speaking to a different type of person, right?
Thank you.
Quick follow-up, and that is, you already have individual customers, correct?
Yes.
They work for somebody.
Yeah.
See if you could reach out to your existing customers and say, can you make an introduction or what we call in sales referrals into their employers?
Yes. Yeah. Nice.
James?
Sorry, I feel like I'm hogging. So please wait for 10 minutes, right? I would pay between $3 to $5 a month to have this app on my phone as a consumer, because then I can scrub 3 other things that I'm currently using. There's this thing that's going around thinking that people like us just want everything for free, and that's not true at all, right? If the value's there, I don't mind $3 to $5. I might pay that to be able to get all my things in one place. But I do still think you've got to get the story right. That goes, hey, Evernote, I pay $12 a month for Dropbox for 2 terabytes. You will pay for it, dude. I mean, we will. You just got to tell us why.
How you present the value, how we convince that is worth the cost of using it.
Right. So Evernote, Dropbox, and Trello do the Steve Jobs thing. It's not 3 separate things. Now we've got it all in one. That's how the iPhone was done, right? So you take all this away, boom, now we've got it all in one place. One app does everything, $5 a month. You will get consumers pay $5 a month. Absolutely.
See what angle.
So back to the corporate market. So part of what you do, and this is going to sound punny, but why not approach a company to bundle with their content marketing? Okay, so they're pushing out content and websites and publications. Why not, reach out to the publication firms and the companies that are pushing out content, like Jen was mentioning, and then actually offer to bundle it in, so that when they're sending out their content, there's a link to bundle right with it. And what they're doing is you're making it advantageous, so that when they download it, that company's content automatically is populated into the account, so that when they install it, that company's content is right there first and foremost. So that way they know that they're at the front of the line when it comes to what these people are doing, is they're organizing and setting up the app.
Right.
So that might be your way into corporate, because then as people sit, and they'll pay you for it. I agree with James, although I would tend to sit there and say, from the consumer side, 99 cents a month, because that seems to be, something that's, not painful, and people just brush it off. It's just $1, because you might get, 200,000 people paying $5 a month, but you might get 4 million paying 99 cents because it's set it and forget it.
It's true. Can you test apps, or is it too hard to test? Can you test app pricing, or is it too hard because you're in one place?
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge to
Yeah.
test it.
It depends. Like, for instance, as James says, Dropbox is one price. I have a subscription for this one app I pay. It's $14 a month. It kills me every time I see it, because I use it maybe once every 2 months. But it's better than paying the $4,000 if I were to buy the full product.
But more importantly, just whether you can test it. You can. You say it's too hard to test.
So I really like the idea, because when I signed up for this presentation, I have a brief description of what this app can do. One thing that I see this app can do is to bundleize.
Yes.
To bundleize their corporate web content. And then with that, yes, when they use the sign up, the content would be automatically populated
Yeah.
into the app. So I really like the idea, but that's my first time that I'm hearing another person having that idea.
Ariana?
Did you mention that there's a web integration so that if you go to like Bundole.com or something, if you're doing something on your laptop, you'll then see it on your phone?
Yes.
Is that how it works today?
That's right.
Okay.
That's how it's working.
Is there like a desktop plugin or a bookmark plugin to that?
There's a Chrome extension that you can download, and then which allow you to simply click on any web page to save that into your bundle. And with that, your phone also got the same article shows up.
So you have to have a website extension. So like if I'm using a Shazam and I hear a song, I can't Shazam it and include it in my bundle because, oh, I like this video that's associated with this.
As long as your app supports the share. So we have a share extension on the iOS app. Just like when you share to your friend through the text message, same thing, you share the bundle.
What's cyber safety? Does you ensure your information of people online?
Right. Yeah, we just take that quite seriously, and right now it's hosted on Azure, just like the Amazon cloud. It's a Microsoft cloud that we're hosting the entire application in the back end in the cloud. So we are constantly trying to improve our security, but I think that will become a bigger topic as we are growing our business. But definitely that's one of the items that on our list to keep our focus on.
So I downloaded the app, and my suggestion would be maybe something to like, I'm struggling to kind of figure out where to get started, start syncing, maybe like a get started button to kind of like walk me through it besides the video.
Yeah. So we can do a much better job on producing other video, tutorial video than the one that we already did on YouTube.
Yeah.
Differently. Yeah. Thank you.
Did we exhaust all questions?
Man,
Well, there is always that one last one.
Oh, there you go.
So, Mr. Lee, the final question is what can the 1 Million Cups community do for you?
Well, I was hoping to find people that can give me some direction, such as the corporate, potential corporate customer who might see this product as so valuable that they're willing to having a joint project for me to help them, and also for me to learn how they use the product. So that would be my wish. If we can find one or few that give me a direction to that endeavor.
Well, we have plenty of real estate, insurance, and financial advisors in the room, work for companies. I'm sure they wouldn't mind doing introductions.
I think his suggestion is extremely good. Find somebody who's using it, get it into the culture. I think that then you have an ambassador and advocate for the brand.
All right. Thank you.
So, Mr. Lee, we want to present you with this designer 1 Million Cups cup that I designed myself off the website. So thank you very much. And we appreciate you sharing your story with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Speaking of great design.
I think there's still 2 people or 3 people who haven't signed into the app yet.
Oh yeah, please sign into the app. I'm gonna give you a second to sign into the app because you want this.
You need this.
You need this. Hold on,
You get the advantage of having a presenter's mug without having to present.
Look at this. Look how cool I look.
You look cool, man.
No, without the cup.
Oh, what a dud. Oh, is he
With the
cool
cup.
or what?
With the cup, check it out, check it out. I'm gonna do it one more time. Without the cup.
Oh, boring.
With the cup.
Awesome.
You should go into modeling.
All right. So I'm gonna pick a number. And somebody go a high number?
Like in the 20s, yeah.
In the 20s?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, we had that many people here?
Yep.
So.
Maybe low 20s, but in the 20s.
Just pick a number at 100.
Let's go with Kobe Bryant's number. 24. So if someone can count down 24 and whoever's number 24 gets the cup.
Okay, hang on.
Can you count that high, Tom?
Hey, I only got one good eye.
Even that's dodgy. I checked in for the car.
All right, I've got on my app Lisa Shuku. Lisa here?
Lisa,
there you
come
go.
on Fortunately, she doesn't have the problem that I have. There you go. She looks great with the cup, doesn't she?
Yes. Hey.
So, first and foremost, thank everybody for coming out. Please pass your index cards to the center. Oh, did she already got them? Oh, we are super efficient. We're super efficient. So at this time in our showcase, we would love to hear about any events that you have coming up. Please share them. Rosemary?
So I just want to remind everybody tonight is the DCA Live Red Hot 2020 Entrepreneurs Appreciation Event. I hope to see as many of you there as possible. Javier and I will be walking up on stage and getting our little awards.
Awesome. You have to have tickets?
Yeah, it's in Roslyn. It starts, I think, at 6 o'clock. I had mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. If you're interested, I can send you the link.
Jen?
Startup Social is here tonight. Amplify your brand. I'll be moderating. Reggie is on the panel. Yay, Reggie. And a couple other people. So I'm sorry for skipping minutes. But 6 to 9, there will be an hour and a half on the Amplify your brand and marketing for small business. And then there's a pitch portion for the last half.
What time?
6 to 9.
Thank you.
That's you.
Yes, in this room. Thank you.
Basil.
Yes, I'm happy to announce that the anniversary celebration went well last Thursday. And our next one is the St. Patrick's celebration that will be on March 19th. I hope to see you there. So then you want to announce the expo? Is that what you want to? You're showing the expo, the desire for the expo?
No, you ran out of time. No, go ahead.
And of course, our 16th anniversary celebration for the expo will be on May 28th. 50 exhibitors, 200 business people. I have to have all of you there. I have to have all of you there. Thank you.
All right. Reggie?
Friday, I have a workshop with the Tyson's Chamber. It's on branding for success. So from 12 to 1 over at the Tyson's Chamber headquarters. And I actually have a few slots available for free. Otherwise, $15. So if you'd like to attend, please let me know, and then I can get you on the list.
And for those who don't know, Reggie was featured yesterday in the Tyson's Reporter as an upcoming Bill Great article.
We're gonna take full credit for that since you were one of the presenters here at 1 Million Cups.
And they were here too.
Exactly.
So I'm going to be bugging everybody about this every week until it happens. May 7th, the 8th annual Business to Government Trade Show is taking place over at the Inova Conference Center in Merrifield. And for anybody in the room who wants to sell to over 300 small government contractors, this is your great opportunity. It's very affordable to sponsor and get a table at the trade show. All you have to do is go to the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce website, click on the link to the B2G trade show, and just follow the links to the sponsorship page and sign up there. We average about 300 to 400 attendees each year. And this year we've got the person who's in charge, our keynote speaker is going to be the person who's in charge of operations for Amazon.
Wow.
That'll be our keynote speaker.
I got 3 things.
That's it?
That's it. All right. This afternoon from at 12 o'clock, there's going to be a lunch and learn on avoiding death by PowerPoint. A lot of people in this room, I'm sure, need that assistance.
Yes.
It's going to be at the Mason Enterprise Center in Fairfax City today at 12 o'clock. And then tomorrow, we're having a mix and mingle at the Cinema Arts at the Cinema Arts Film House Movie Theater. Sorry. It's right there in Fair City off of Pickett and Main Street. Mix and mingle tomorrow from 5:30 to 7, cash bar. And then the last thing is in 2 weeks, we're going to have the middle of the month, middle of the week, middle of the day Fairfax Business Meetup, Wednesday, March 11th from 12 to 1 at Patriots Pub and Grill.
Any other events?
Don't forget your pop-up.
James? Oh, yeah.
He saves that for last.
Say that for last.
So this actually works out really well. So Friday morning, we're doing our Business Success by Design workshop at the Crown Plaza in Herndon. It's from 9 o'clock until 11:30, which means you can come and spend 2.5 hours with me, get some really cool stuff about sales and marketing, leave, go to Tyson's, and then get an hour with Reggie on branding. I mean, that's a whole morning of just genius stuff right there. I don't know what to tell you. So if you're interested in coming and spending a couple hours with me and learning about sales and marketing and how to get clients, ImpactBizLLC.com is the website. You can register straight them, and it's free.
So James, can you mention my pop-up in your accent?
No.
Really?
No.
So cool.
So, who doesn't love veterans? Who loves veterans?
Yay!
All right. So March 14th, we're having a veteran business pop-up. It's free. It's open to the public. We're going to have 45 veteran-owned businesses showcasing their goods and services. This is going to be an amazing event, not because I'm doing it, because of the passion, the vendors that we have and the passion that's behind it with all of these individuals. I have several individuals that are in this room that are vendors at the event. We all need your support and your time on March 14th. It's a Saturday from 10 to 5. And so if you're doing something in the morning, come in the afternoon. If you're doing something in the afternoon, come in the morning. But please come. Location is the Dale City Volunteer Fire Department Banquet Hall on 13511 Hillingdale Drive in Dale City, Virginia. If you just put in DCFD into Google, actually just go into Eventbrite and put in there Veteran Business Pop-Up. It's the only thing that's in there that says that, and you'll get to us. So I hope to see you there. Yes. You know, we're going to put it in bundle.
There you go.
Actually, today, this is a special for you. Today, everybody gets bundled for free. All you have to do is sign up for the Veteran Business Pop-Up. How about that? All right. Yeah. So thank you.
One last thing.
Yes.
Once you're done. So to support one of our supporters, which is made in Fairfax, if those of you who don't know, yesterday they made a big announcement that the Container Store right down the street here is a publicly owned building that the county bought last year, and their proposal is they want to create a pop-up mall in that store, and they're actually reaching out to people and organizations who would be interested in taking on the project or utilizing it. And I was going to mention it to you to see maybe this is the stepping stone to create a veterans pop-up mall right at Tyson's.
I actually sent the information. We have one of my colleagues that's a veteran, and he's a builder. He's interested in helping them out with that process. It's called vetbuilder.com. He's going to put in a proposal to help out with that. So this is going to be good stuff. Thank you guys in advance for your support, because I know that you're going to try to make it there. You're going to make it there, and if you can't make it there, you're going to tell your neighbors to make it. All right, thank you.
Yay.